Yo, yo. Yo, yo. Yo, what up, X9? How's Florida treating you? What up, Scoot Kid? How's it going, guys? Welcome back. I know I was here earlier. If you guys missed me, we're back again. The deal is live already, but if you guys have any questions at all about scooters or this scooter or anything at all, let me know. We're just chilling. Oh, thanks, Scoot Kid. That means a lot, man. I'm glad I can get you on a scooter. I love riding. You're gonna love it too. They only get better the faster you go, and yeah, they're awesome. Yeah, what up, Teddy? Good to see you. Yeah, go Hawks. It's hot. Ah, you lucky. You lucky. It's like freezing here, and there's a foot of snow. No more riding for me for a minute. Yeah, nobody knows they're that fun. How you guys doing tonight, huh? It's pretty late here. It's 8 o'clock already. So I'm only going to stay on for like half an hour or so maybe. And we're just doing a reminder. That's what this is, a reminder about the deal that I got for the scooter. If anybody's still interested, I know a lot of people have ordered in the last hour. Shout out to everybody who got their scooter ordered in already. And can't wait to see you guys riding this thing. It's going to be awesome. You got a scooter repair shop? Oh, your friend. Nice. Awesome. I'm gonna have to come check it out next time I'm down there in Florida. You're in Florida too, Scoot Kid? You're lucky. Lucky. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are East Coast time, huh? So, this stream almost got canceled, guys. I'll be honest. The power went out about an hour ago here, and I went outside, and the whole city is shut down. And I thought it was done. I started wiring up batteries, trying to figure out how I was going to run the router, the TV, all this stuff. And I get it all set up, and not even 4 minutes before this stream starts, the power came back on. So we're good to go. Almost was a disaster. Nova Beans, you want to say hey? Come here. You say hey to everybody on camera. This is Nova Beans. Yeah. She doesn't like attention that much. Yo, Money Boy. Yes, you got your order in. Good to hear it. You are in for a treat, man. It's the best scooter I've ever owned, for sure. Yeah, you Florida guys are lucky, man. It is nice down there. I was down there in March. It is real nice. Pretty much everywhere you go down there is just perfect for scooting. Am I going to ride the 29th in the East Coast? Or is this a Florida ride out you guys are talking about? You probably have group rides all year long down there, huh? No, no free scooters, chocolate milk. I wish. I wish we had a free scooter for everybody, but that just doesn't work out, you know? Yo, Nate, what's up? I should put your hoodie on now you're in here, but it's in my garage. I'd have to go get it out of the box still. I was waiting to give it to somebody, honestly, if they ever need those tires, but I haven't had a taker yet. So we still have your tires for whoever wants a free tire change. Pretty quiet night in here. I'm assuming everybody that already wanted this scooter today ordered it because a bunch of orders came in last hour, and yeah, I'm excited for you guys. It's gonna be awesome. The repair shop is going good, man. I'm the only one on Southwest Florida, and of course, sales and all the other good stuff. Man, you're gonna kill it. I need to move to Florida. I've been debating it too, like selling my condo, getting an RV, and going down there or something. But I think it'll be a year or two before I can get around to it. We'll see though. I definitely like take a hit every winter when there's no riding and no repairs. It slows down over here for sure. But you guys are probably 24/7 nonstop. I'm glad you're killing it, man. It's good money, I think, if you can get a good reputation going, get some, good reviews on Google Maps or whatever, and people need you. People definitely need a scooter mechanic. That is hard to come by in this place still. Yeah, yeah, I will do it eventually here. I think it's just a matter of time, you know? Florida's just the spot. We traveled that whole coast from like Texas, Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana, all the way over, and all of Florida, basically, the whole coast. And Florida's the best. I see why everybody moves there. It's definitely the best spot on the East Coast, like for beach and everything, chilling. Weather can't be beat. Yo, what up, Jory? How's it going, man? We're just chilling. The Gspace scooters are out here. If anybody has any questions, let me know. We're just chilling right now. We'll be on here for a little while longer. Gspace just texted me and said that anybody that orders on the live stream is going to get, I quote, custom mod and repair tips. I also should mention the Eco here versus the GTR. The GTR is the one in the title. It's on sale, but this is still on sale for Black Friday through, I think, tomorrow as well. And with this, you get the bundle, so you get a bunch of upgrades that come with it, and it's 1950. What is the fast speed scooter under $400? That doesn't really exist, Gator Man, because to get fast, you have to pay for it, and 400 bucks is a bit under budget. That's gonna get you something about 20 miles an hour, usually at best. You going to China next year? Dude, I'm thinking the exact same thing. I want to go see the G-Space factory and tour it, and then I want to go ride the GS around China. That's kind of my goal next year. Yo, what's up, Cypher? How's it going, man? Thanks for stopping by. We're just chilling. We're just chilling tonight. The deal's live. If you got any questions about scooters, let me know. We're gonna do another live stream tomorrow with Jordan. She's busy right now at work, so this is a little chilling stream. Just you and me, guys, or you guys and me, whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, for real, dude. They want me to go. I think beginning of the summer, so like right after school lets out, type of thing. So it'll be May, I think, we're gonna go. We don't have any tickets yet or anything. We're still in the planning stage. You know what I mean? So we'll get to it. Have I seen the Hyperion RST? Yeah, you mean by Solar? I'm not a huge fan of Solar. They, I don't think they actually manufacture the scooters, to be honest. I think that they're rebranding a lot of those. And nothing wrong with that. It's just not the type of scooter I like to promote. Yeah. X9, do we need to learn some Mandarin before we go over there or what? I feel like we need to, learn something. It is a whole process. Trust me, I know. We're gonna have to get some special permissions. Yeah, but look, hopefully you got your passport and you're ready to go, and it shouldn't be too hard to get in there. Should be amazing though. I think we're like a third world country over here at this point compared to where China's at. Yeah, yeah, visas, some kind of work visa or something. You seen me when you were driving around? Did I pass you? Usually I pass everybody. Give me one sec here. Let me check this thing. Yo, by the way, X9, you do not have to give me a super chat. That's crazy, but thank you. I appreciate the $10. Hopefully you'll make it back on your tire changes. I'm sure you will. Tevron. What do I think on the Tevron Supreme Ultra? Has a 60 amp hour battery, claimed range 124. I think Tevrons are all right, but I sort of talked about this earlier on the live stream this afternoon that they're a C type suspension and they're just never going to be as stable as this. They're always going to have more speed wobbles, and no matter what you do as far as adding dampers and stuff, it's just not as good. And you have to follow like what motorcycles have been doing for 100 years now. Motorcycles have been invented, and they don't use any type of other suspension except for front forks like these have. And the reason is that they're the most stable. They're the least wobbly, and that's what you need when you're going fast. So I think in general, that's what the scooters that I go for. Originally, I liked the VSET 11 Plus and the Cobble Wolf Warrior. Those both use a similar style front forks, but they're old. They're outdated compared to this. This is new and improved and has everything almost perfect. I'd say almost perfect because there's no such thing as a perfect scooter, but this is like as close as I've seen yet for sure. Yeah, they're comfortable. They're comfortable. Even a 60-volt C-type suspension, it's comfortable. That's what Rowdy's saying, Rowdy Ryan. And I agree with you. They're comfortable. The problem, and it is, he says, literally bounces. Yes, it bounces really well, and they're comfortable at like normal speeds, 20, 30, 40 miles an hour. But the second you get going 60 miles an hour, that all that bounciness turns into just instability, and it's just a different type of thing. Like I think that those C-type suspensions like work great on mid-level scooters and stuff where like saving weight and being more compact is important. You know, like mid-level scooters can still go in an apartment. Say you live in an apartment or something. This not so much. It's so huge, but you lose like ride quality with that when you're trying to be portable. Something's got to give. You know. What is the special mod tips about to order mine? They didn't explain it to me exactly, but I can ask for you here. Um, I think what they mean by that is that you can message them directly. And what I recommend to people is just if you have WhatsApp, you can message them directly and they're going to give you advice on anything you need with the scooter as far as customizing it or repairs. I think in general a lot of brands these days are hard to get a good answer, and it's because they've outsourced all that customer service somewhere else to just random people on the phone that don't know anything about scooters, and it makes it really hard to get a like good answer out of the customer service people. But they haven't done that really here with Gspace yet, and you can get in the Facebook group and talk directly to the owners of the company and ask them questions. And on WhatsApp the same way. Like if you actually need help from this company, it's going to come from the top basically. You're not going to hear some wishy-washy sort of customer service nonsense that you get from a lot of other companies. I think that's what they kind of mean by that, is that in addition to customer service, they'll help you with any type of questions as far as modding and yeah. Hell yeah. Good job, X9. All good, my man. You stock up. So tell me something about the Mars. Top speed, range, battery size. So the top speed, I tested at 66 miles an hour, but there's plenty of lighter people out there that are getting 68, 70 miles an hour. And depends a little on your weight, but I think about 65 is like the least you'll get if you're a heavy guy. I know it's got plenty of power, 11,000 peak watts. That's coming off two 65 amp controllers. So crazy amount of acceleration. That's really like the biggest thing about this scooter is it's just impressive to ride. Like you jump on it and it just rips. It just rips. And more so than any other scooter. I think the range you asked about, that also depends how fast you're going. If you're going slow, like I did a range test at 25 miles an hour, and after 80 miles, I still had half the battery. So it's a crazy amount of range if you're going a little slower. But if you're going breakneck speed, like how I usually ride, going fast, I usually get about 30 to 40 miles and get back with the same half of a battery. So I literally never drain this below half. It's such a long lasting battery. You got the motorcycle kit? Yes. Let's go. You're gonna love the motorcycle kit, man. It it's so different from everything else. It's hard to explain. Like it's a mini moped. It doesn't even feel like a moped. It feels smaller than that, but way faster even. It's just so much fun. I love this thing. Oh, let me stand up for a little bit. Demon, you got it? Hell yeah. Adam Stevens, G Space, woo woo. SPRZ. Yeah, thanks for making this a reality for no problem, man. I was disappointed this year with all the Black Friday numbers, looking at everything across the board from all the companies, all the brands. So I decided we had to talk about it, me and G Space, and we came up with this solution where I get a little bit less commission and then they can give you guys a way better deal. And I think it's better. I think it's better for everybody. We can all win this way, as opposed to it's just sad, pathetic Black Friday it was going to be otherwise. You know, it's tough with the economy this year, how everything is. It's a little messed up, and the scooter industry is definitely feeling it. I don't know if you've noticed at all, Very few new scooters came out and not a lot of innovation, but luckily we still have a couple brands that are trying to, make things happen. So I respect Gspace for that and being able to negotiate and come to the table on a deal like this to sell some scooters and hook you guys up, more importantly, because it's about 10% off, I think, from the normal price, and that's a decent deal. That's for these days, that's very good, trust me. So you got the motorcycle kit. It has pegs. Did you install those on your Eco? Yes, I do. They're right down here. The pegs were actually my idea. I told them that if they were going to make a seat kit, it has to have pegs because when you're riding on these, there's almost never enough room for your feet, and you want them get a little couple more inches on each side. It makes it ride really, really perfect. Without those, it's kind of a struggle. I would definitely put them on if I was you. Julian, does Wide Ride sell PMT tires with the self-healing gel liner in the tires? No, they don't actually sell any PMTs with the self-healing gel, but if you want something like that, what I would recommend is getting Flat Out. It's a product similar to Slime or Armadillos or these other ones, but it's really good. They make it with Kevlar in it, and basically every time I've used it, it's pretty much worked on small holes. Obviously, if you get a huge hole, nothing works. But I would go with some product like that, like a Flat Out product, and put that in if you're really worried about that. If you have good roads, I never get flats. I haven't gotten a flat in probably 3 years at this point. I never get flat tires. The more important thing is to check your PSI. Make sure I even do that every ride almost. I make sure my tires are topped off because they do leak 1 or 2 PSI a day, give or take, depending on the tire and the fit and everything. Different scooters at different rates, but none of them hold air forever. So you need to eventually top it off like once a week at least. You'll avoid most of your flats if you keep your tire pressure up. Yo, what's up, Jello? Dude, Kang Wang in the house. If you guys don't know, that's the Gspace owner right there, if I believe. If that's his account. Hell yeah, man. GTR with moto kit. Gonna tear up those streets. Yeah, you are, bro. Yes, and I like how you can lower the handlebars too. Yeah, I didn't really talk about that earlier, but the handlebars are lower obviously on this when you use the seat because it's too high when it's up here. But it comes with an extra crossbar here that allows you to lower it, but also at the same time you can flip it 180 degrees and move the handlebars out farther if you want them farther away from you. So it is kind of cool how you can adjust it and adjust the handlebars out if you need more space. So I do like that a lot. Yeah, I installed the pegs. Yo, I appreciate you, SPRZ97. I hope you enjoy the scooter, bro. I love it. I'm pretty sure everybody here is going to love it, except for like that one guy who eats shit and ends up in the hospital. But be careful, guys. Just seriously, I haven't mentioned it yet on this stream. Make sure you get a nice helmet. This is a brand I really like called LS2. It's only about 150 bucks. This will save your life. Trust me. Get some nice knee pads. These are about 100 bucks. These will save your knees because you want to slide if you hit the road. Otherwise, you're going to break your kneecaps. This is for an emergency in case a car ever really hits you. You're never going to really need this unless it's really bad wreck. But if you do get in that type of wreck, it's going to save your life. Impact protection on the back and spine protection on the rear. And gloves. You need gloves. And the other thing I didn't mention earlier is shoes. You need motorcycle shoes is what I wear. They go up at least above your ankle and they protect you from rolling your ankle. I had one really bad wreck maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. I rolled my ankle and it was messed up for 6 months at least. It was totally messed up. So you gotta really be careful with certain things when you wreck and make sure you're wearing all the gear all the time. Order placed, Demon. Let's go. Yeah, I just saw the email notification. Let's get it. I agree about Flat Out. I haven't gotten a flat in 14 months since I switched to Flat Out. Listen to Scooter Gang. Yo, that's great. I know a lot of people live in certain areas where there's just like a lot of stuff in the road, like nails and stuff or whatever, debris, and you need it. You need something that's able to be anti-puncture like that. I'm lucky. We live in like a very clean area here where there's nothing in the road ever pretty much, so I can get away with it. But I'm sure if I was in New York City or something, it'd be a much bigger issue with flats. Tommy, I really wanted the seat kit for ages, but the old version meant taking off the whole deck. Tonight on Facebook, I saw the new one. Looks super simple. Have you seen their new mounting setup? Yes. So I actually told them I've been in sort of back and forth with each version of the seat as it's been going along. And I think this is going to be the final version. They've basically, for anybody wondering, instead of screwing this into the top of your deck, you're going to have some brackets that go around the bottom of the scooter and hold the seat on instead. And I think it's not only going to be stronger and safer, but also easier to install. So I think that's why they did all that. And that's just version 2 of the seat. So from what I hear, if you order the seat now, they've all been switched to version 2, I believe. I'll double check on that though. You need the link to my little windscreen. I will post it on the live after this video. It's on Amazon if you just search for universal windscreen or something, but I can post it live. It actually came, there was a clear one, this black one that I got that you can't see through, and then there was like a carbon fiber one that looked pretty cool too. I almost got that one, but yeah, nice little screen, rounds it out a little, I think. Could you try to get me a coupon for the seat? Yes, Tommy. So they just actually texted me about 20 minutes ago and said that you can use Scooter Gang 50 to get, I think 50 off the seat maybe. But they said that that should work for the seat. Now, if you want a discount on the seat, they just added that literally right now. What's the next Gspace scooter model predicted to offer in terms of battery, motor power, range, etc.? I am told the next Gspace model, the GS, for anybody who doesn't know the name yet, which will be out in May approximately at this point, is going to be 96-volt battery and I believe 40 amp hour. So it's going to work out to be a lot bigger battery, probably 50% or probably about 20-30% more range out of it, but also about 20-30% more power. So it's going to be a bit more powerful, but on the top end, I think it's only claiming 75 miles an hour, where this claims 69. So it might be 6 miles an hour faster total. It gets crazy when you get up to the top end of these scooters. So it's like to go from 70 miles an hour to 80 miles an hour, it takes like double the power. You know what I mean? Because there's so much wind resistance at that level where it's just, we're almost reaching the point where these things are topped out when you're standing up. And it's kind of like a motorcycle when you think about super fast motorcycles. They are crotch rockets, whatever. They're always like crouched down, like really aerodynamic. And these are like the opposite of that. So it's kind of like a lot of wind resistance to fight. And I don't know if we'll ever really get up to like 100, 150 even is crazy. There's no way, right? We're pretty close to the top, I think. Yeah, this checks all the boxes. Car replacement. I wear full gear, motorcycle jacket, and full face helmet. Yeah, SPRZ. Be smart about it. Like literally, this it is a car replacement, and for me, about 9 months of the year, I don't even barely use my car to go anywhere. You know, unless I got to go pick up something big or something. 90% of the time, I'm riding a scooter because it's faster. It's faster and it's cheaper and it's better and it's way more fun. There's nothing makes me more mad than sitting in a traffic jam when I have a scooter sitting in the garage, you know? And it's like, these are just the best way to get around. Have links for your gear? Um, Not really. I think so. All this Alpine Star stuff, this and the gloves I got from Wired Rides. They sell all that. But there's a lot of places you can get Alpine Star stuff from. These are just from Amazon. They're called Leatt. It's pronounced Leatt. And these pads are pretty much the number one pads you'll see anybody riding PEVs wear. And the helmet even is on Amazon too. You can pick up all this stuff pretty much on Amazon probably these days. What's the deal breaker between Tjos and In Motion? I don't know what Tjos is. I'm assuming you mean between Gspace and In Motion. It's from Two Wheel Menace. The difference, the biggest difference between the Gspace and the In Motion to me is the frame and the suspension and the geometry of it and the reliability of it. I've had zero issues with this scooter, whereas I had quite a few issues with my In Motion, as well as other people. And this scooter, the geometry has zero wobbles. I have never got a speed wobble on this. Um, the In Motion is a C-type suspension. So to me, it's almost like they're trying to make something really fast and stable that's just inherently not stable at high speeds because of the shape of it. And the reasoning for that is, like I said earlier, is just because modern motorcycles, they don't use that type of suspension at all. They all use this because cantilever, C-type suspensions, whatever you want to call it, they're obsolete. They've created too many wrecks and they're dangerous. And at the end of the day, if you want to go super fast, this is the most stable way with the least wobbles. Nothing against the In Motion, really. Like, I do love that scooter still. It's a great scooter. Jordan rides it all the time still. But I just notice it when you switch from one to the other, the obvious difference in the stability of it. Trying to stay caught up on comments here, guys. Sorry, we're a little behind. Yes, Fish said he's making a new video for the seat. Editing it now. Perfect. Good. I'm glad you already are in contact with Fish. Him and Kang. I mean, everybody really. You'll see if you go in the Facebook group. For anybody who bought this scooter, I'd recommend going in the Gspace Facebook group. There's two. Go to the one that has 1,000 or so people in it. That one's the main one, and everything goes down in there. You can make a post, and they're going to respond directly to you. And if you have questions, you can literally just text them. So, yeah, shout out to everybody on the Gspace team. You guys are killing it this year, and especially this week. I know it's a busy week for you guys. Will there be another sale in the future, like spring? Am saving up. Jose, yes. I think we're going to plan another one around Christmas, and then probably there will be some more in the spring. I don't know about between Christmas and the spring, but I know for sure there's probably going to be more. I think that if you look at the trends, this is kind of the way things are moving, and streaming sort of promotional streaming, I guess you'd call it like this, where you're selling something is huge in other parts of the world already, and it's kind of just a matter of time until it takes off here. I think we're gonna keep playing with it, dial it in a little, maybe work on the setup here and get everything better. We need to get a mic for Jordan. Speaking of, someone says you kick off your girl, Squid Extreme. No, I did not kick her off. She's at work right now, and she will be back in maybe half an hour or so, or an hour. We'll see if we're still going when she gets back. She had a lot of fun earlier today. Thank you guys. You were very nice, and that was fun. It was her first live stream, I think, too. No need to go fast. You don't like to go fast, Squid? Same with supercars, right? You need so many horsepower to get to 200 mile per hour. Exactly. You would need like 100 kilowatts, I think, to get above 100 mile an hour on a scooter. 50 is fast. Yes, it is. This scooter goes 50, the Eco, and you almost forget that it's that fast when you're riding it because it's so smooth and everything. But you definitely got to watch out for tickets on these things. If you get caught speeding on this, they're not going to be nice. They're going to give you a big, big fat ticket. They might even impound the thing just to teach you a lesson. So be careful speeding out there. 50's fast, 66 is fast. They're both fast. He's small or scooters are huge. Scooters are huge and I'm small, both. Both. Kang wants to chime in. He says the multi-link suspension and double wishbone suspension deliver exceptional stability at high speeds and in corners. Yes. So I'm going to try and explain in my dumb idiot thinking how this exactly makes it better. Basically, when you look at it, you see there's one suspension here and then the other one's in here. And what they say is it separates your suspension from your steering. And what that does, separating your suspension from your steering, it means in corners, if you hit any sort of bump in the corner, it doesn't even affect you. You barely even feel it. The thing just eats it right up. Like, I don't know the scientific terms to how to explain this to you, but I know from riding it that it just rides the best, the absolute best of any scooter. When you're going fast, especially, is when you notice it. When you're going slow, like a lot of scooters, they sort of feel similar. But when you go super fast and you hit some corners and you hit some bumps in the corners, and you feel like how good it feels, you really feel the difference from other scooters. Can you stand on the pegs or are they too weak? Yeah, SPRZ. Honestly, when you're riding it, you have to stand on the pegs because a lot of times if you're hitting big bumps, you got to get your butt off the seat a little bit to let the suspension and the thing move a little. Right? Like if you ever ridden a dirt bike or any sort of bike, same way. When you go over bumps, you gotta stand up a little bit. Same thing here. So yeah, I stand up on the pegs all the time, and they actually screw in the deck and then they screw in the side. There's like a whole support under it, so they're not gonna bend or anything. It'd be really hard to break them, I think, unless you're like 400 pounds, maybe. I don't know, but to me, they seem fine. This inverter just kicked on here, guys. We're running this whole stream today off of battery power. The TV, the Christmas tree, even this light over here that you can't see is being run from the scooter. So you can take this scooter, plug in this inverter, and turn it into a power station, basically 1,500 watts. So you could run a microwave off the scooter if you wanted to, practically. How much is the left scooter for your discount? Caleb. So the left scooter, I'm assuming you're looking at this one because that's left for you. This is the GTR. It's $29.99. That's out the door with shipping, tax, everything. Your price is $29.99. And that's only for 24 hours and it's low stock. There's probably only like 50 left at this point. We started with 70 about an hour ago. So they are moving pretty quick, and I think you're going to want to hop on it either tonight or in the morning if you want it, because they might be sold out by the time this ends tomorrow evening. How much is this? Maybe Tevron, he meant. Sorry, did I misspeak somewhere, Gary? What's up, Scooter Gang? Yo, Scooter Ninja. How's DC treating you, bro? Hope you're staying out of trouble over there, Mr. Running from the cops. I love your video. But that's almost you almost like a bad influence on me. I almost started running from the cops after I saw that because you made it look so easy to get away. Don't run from the cops, kids. It's a bad move. You really just take it easy on these. You know what I mean? Like if you don't want to draw attention to yourself, and that means following the speed limit, following the pace of traffic more than the speed limit, I would say, and blending in. You want to blend in, be like they don't even look at you a second time, type of thing. That's the best advice I could give you. Good. I'm glad you've been chatting with Fish for a couple weeks. He is legit. He is completely legit. And I don't know if you watched my recent video about a couple weeks ago. I made a Gspace video for the GTR, and I included an interview of Kang from 3 years ago where he got interviewed and he was talking about the scooter and everything, and he was like, it's so cool to go watch. You should go watch it. If you think Kang's cool, you'll think he's way cooler even after that. He's cool. Oh, you're chatting with Fish. My bad. Kang is the boss, but you should go watch it either way. Fish is cool too. I talk to Fish almost every day. He's on my WhatsApp. Do I work on scooters? Yes, I fix all scooters. Hey, Jordan's in here. Let's go. You're watching from work, huh? You must be almost done. Dashian, I apologize. I don't know if my text got through or not. Do you work on scooters? Yes, I do. If you're near me, I can fix it. If you bring it down here to my shop in Coralville. Tommy, I really love the seat kit. Sometimes the ride is just too long. Gspace has the best after sales support I've ever experienced. Fast, reliable, and they always put the customer first. I agree 1,000%. There's a lot of these scooter brands out there that like to just sell, 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 and then the second you have a problem, they'll just ghost you, right? And not only that, they'll have some BS warranty that doesn't cover whatever the thing is, and you just end up with a terrible experience. Yet to see that at all from this company, and I've been literally riding these for a year. That means I've been working with them for a year. That means I've been promoting this for a year. And anybody that ever has a problem tells me, trust me, they don't. Nobody just doesn't complain if there's a problem. So if anybody was having an issue, I would know, and there's nobody. They're the best. They're up there with any like US retailer that has a good reputation. That's how good they are. Like, and they're in China. That's how crazy it is. They're doing all this from across seas, and they're still better than most of the other companies. So I do. I stand by their customer service. You will be happy with all of everything after the sale. No fast kills, because if I wreck one more time, the wife will kill me. I feel you. The older you get, you really, really just need to slow down a little. You're not in a race. There's nothing to prove. You're not here to like beat everybody. And it's about your vibe should be changing the older you get, to be chilling, to be just not doing anything crazy out there, because it's so easy to get carried away. We all know that. It takes 1 second, and next thing you know, you're going 20 over with these things. It's just that fast that you got to be really careful. So she's right. Don't go fast. Make sure you're visible and don't ride stupid. Squid. Yeah. Adam agrees too. All juice. Let's go. I agree, Juice. Juice says, I rarely found moments where I needed 60 miles per hour, but it's good to know you can, especially when it comes to hills in city traffic. That's something I haven't talked about today, guys, is hills. I think when you're in your car, you don't even think about it when you're going up a hill because it just goes right up, right? But on scooters, it's way more noticeable. And if you're on a low end scooter, you practically have to kick up the hill, right? Same with these. When you get on a big hill, that 66-mile-an-hour top speed drops to really like 55 or 50, you know what I mean? So yeah, it might go 66 on flat ground, but if you live in a hilly area, you're not going to see that on every single road. That's what I'm trying to say. And so it's nice to have extra power. That means you could really ride this on, a 50, 55 mile an hour road pretty safely because you got enough overhead over it. Jaco is cooking 48-volt all the way. I don't know what you mean, brother. That's what I was wondering, because I had pegs on my current sit down scooter that I installed, but I had to get some heavier, stronger ones because they would bend easy. I agree. I self installed some pegs on one of my old scooters in Makata, and they couldn't hold my weight. They could hold my feet and they could hold a bit of it, but if I stood on them, they probably would have bent right off. These are the opposite. I wish I could zoom in and show you. There's like a whole bottom extra support here that screws into the deck, even. Like, there's no way. Like, it screws in from the side, Like, there's no way it's coming off. Where is the closest dealer to Idaho? There is not one. I guess you're looking at it because everything's done online these days with these scooters. And I don't know if anybody's going to start selling these in stores. A lot of US retailers are taking massive losses this year because of tariffs and everything that's gone down. And I don't see a lot of investment in scooters this year, but you never know who could be picking these up maybe next year. I'm talking to a couple different brands that are interested, US retailers that might be interested. But it's all a work in progress, like it's such a new industry that there's new brands and new retailers popping up all the time. So you really gotta, pay attention. Not gonna lie, kind of crazy. I'm gonna have a GTR. Yeah, Demon, you better be hyped, dude. It's gonna get there in like a week, and you're gonna be mind blown by how good it is. Adam, please talk about dealer locations. Yeah, I just answered that. Oh, that was you too. Yeah, it's unfortunate there's not dealers or a place you can even go test ride it, right? Like that would be epic, but I think we're a decade away from that still in this industry. It's just so new. And yeah, what type of charger is that? Oh my god. I assume you're talking about this one. This is not a charger actually. This is a power inverter that you can buy from Gspace that plugs in the scooter and then it turns it into a power station. And I'm using it to run the Christmas tree and the TV and another light here off camera. So this stream is about half powered by the scooter right now. I think that's kind of cool, but that's just me nerding out about it. So DC represent, yeah. Who all's been to DC? I love DC. It's awesome. Shout out to Wide Rides. They're out there. I wonder if I got any locations around me. Somerton, Pennsylvania. I don't think so yet, but we'll work on that. We'll work on getting some more local retailers. I think this next year there's gonna be some people phasing out of brands like Cabo and moving into stuff like this. That's my hope is to just, out with the old, in with the new, and get everybody on better scooters here. Can I post a link to the Kang video? I can't really right now while I'm on this, but if you just go back a couple weeks, it's the Gspace 3,000 mile review. It was that one. It's right dead in the middle of it. Fiucky, I wish I had the money for one right now. If you don't, word on the street is we might do this again around Christmas time. So get your money up, and we'll try and do another deal. I don't know if it will be quite this good, $29.99, but I'm gonna push for it. I'm gonna push to get the best deal we can whenever we do this. No one else said hi. Says Rutro went ahead and got mine, boys. Let's go. He's in the house. New GTR owner. I'm pumped for you, dude. Please get some safety gear and ride safe. Let me know if you need any help at all. I didn't really mention this either. If you guys want to get my number, I have it on YouTube. You just have to become a channel member, which is $5, and then you can get my phone number and text me directly. Ask me whatever you want about whatever scooter. It doesn't even have to be this scooter. I've been doing that for about a year now, I think, year or two, and really helps a few people out. So I don't mind at all texting you. I'll text you back whatever you need about anything. So if you got questions about the scooter, about where to get upgrades, about where to get gear, whatever, just let me know. Dacian, I apologize. I don't know where that's at. I live in Maryland. Jose, for the tire change, are the wires quick disconnect? No, but let me explain. What they've done instead of quick disconnects is leave enough slack so that you can take the wheel off and do the whole tire change and put it back on without ever unplugging anything. And why I think that's better is because of the InMotion RS, mine at least, and a few others, the motor wire connector melted. And when that happens, it blows out your hall sensor and the controller at the same time. So I ended up having to replace both of those when that happened, which not only is expensive, luckily it was under warranty. If it wasn't, it would be really expensive, but it's time consuming, right? It takes like a month to get the parts. And I think that it's better to just have it hardwired like this, where there's plenty of slack so you can do all the tire change really quick and easy and not mess with the connector that's going to potentially fail. Nothing's worse than having the thing just melt on you for no reason. Is it 75? No. This one goes 66 is what I tested it at for my 200 pounds, but you can get it up to 70-ish if you're lighter than me. 20 to 25 tops for me. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with going slow, Papa Lance. Nothing wrong with it. Gold Joe. I love e-scooters, but I stopped watching videos of them because I get so desperated and mad that it's a lot harder and expensive to buy a good e-scooter here at Puerto Rico. Yeah, I know Gold Joe. I've spoke to you quite a few times about that, and yeah, it's a pain. If interesting, I don't know how far you are from Dominican Republic, but a guy in Dominican Republic just ordered this, and basically they take it to Miami, and then from Miami there's a courier that takes it down there. So I don't know if you could try the same thing in Puerto Rico. Probably would work too. You just order it to Miami and then have it shipped. But I get you. It's a pain in the butt, but that's what you get for living in a tropical paradise, isn't it? There's a little bit of a trade-off there, you know. I kind of want to get. Oh, I skipped one. Yes, I'm 61 years old. I just chilling and cruising that freedom. Yeah, Squid, you get it. You get it. Just like your wife said. I still kind of want to get an Extreme Bowl K6. That is the one thing that I probably still want to get too, but I kind of think it is the quickest way to get a ticket for me because I wouldn't be able to control myself on it, and it's so small. The cops are definitely gonna have a problem with it. I think that's such a weird vehicle where it's like you're basically on the ground, you know, and nothing else is like that. And I don't know. I wish I could get one, and like just I wish we could all just ride those around because they're awesome. But it's kind of one of those things where it's pushing it. You're pushing the loophole there quite a bit. By the way, hope you're doing great, man. Thanks, Gold Joe. I'm feeling a lot better these last 2 weeks since I got on this blood pressure medicine. It's honestly, I think I've been not feeling well for a while, so it feels good to be good. Yeah, I lost my ACL last November on Apollo Go. Someone jumped in front of me. Wife still pissed. Yeah, that sucks, man. I hope you got the license plate and you got a decent lawsuit because I know a lot of scooter people now these days that are getting lawsuits. If you get hit by a car and it's their fault, you need to get the license plate and call an accident attorney because it's an easy 5-figure lawsuit. And hopefully we didn't have too many medical expenses and didn't ruin your life too much. You know, obviously time off work is brutal when you do something like that too, and sucks when it's not even your fault. Car pulls out on you. Hope you're feeling better soon, man. Hope last November, so that's been like a year. I'm guessing you had surgery and had to do a bunch of rehab and all that. So hope you're okay, man. Jordan, you love your G-Space, best scooter. Yes. Adam Stevens. I watched tons of Tail of the Dragon videos because of you. Yes, for you guys that don't know, this is the Tail of the Dragon. And we took our scooters here this year. Here's Jordan in the back. Here's me. This is the G Space right here. And this place is the probably the single like craziest road in the country, at least in the US here, where it's left turn, right turn, left turn, right turn, like crazy corners over and over again. I think they say there's 318 curves in 11 miles. So you're literally just cornering the whole time for 11 miles straight, and it goes up a mountain and then down a mountain. So there's like crazy elevation. It's like the ultimate place to test out a vehicle and go fast, and that's what people do there. They take their sports cars, motorcycles, whatever, and we went up there with the scooters. And next year, guys, I think what's going to happen is there's going to be a G Space meetup at the Tail of the Dragon. You're all invited. Everybody with the G Space will be invited, but it's going to be like one huge group ride down the thing, and it's going to be epic. You guys are going to have to come through for that. If you don't, guys that don't know, Tail of the Dragon is in North Carolina and Tennessee, right on the border. So East Coast. Everybody East Coast with the G Space, you're gonna want to come to this event. It's gonna be epic. It's a really cool place too. You will love the trip out there. Thanks for answering both of my questions. Let me guess, no shipping to Puerto Rico? Let me text them right now and ask. Because I know they're in here watching too. They may have already answered you down below, but I'll ask them. Oh, they've sent me some more info on the GS if you guys like to know. They said the GS will feature a completely new display, and the stem and deck will be built from carbon fiber. Okay. Travel on both shocks will be increased, and the entire spring system is being upgraded. We're looking at air spring units up front and a semi-hydraulic semi-air setup in the rear, so the front and rear damping will be different and fully tunable. That's the first time I've read that, guys. I don't know if you can see my face right now. That sounds amazing to me. Next year is going to be a good year. But like I said, that the GS is probably going to be about 4K at best. It's a bit more money, and it's definitely something to look forward to. It's crazy. They're going to do all that, and you only gain 6 miles an hour, though. But that's just testament to how fast this scooter is. 66 is still nuts. Thanks for answering both my questions. Awesome. I'm still looking the inverter, though, on a bit of a fence because I'm not sure it can charge my phone. There doesn't seem to be much info. So on the side of the inverter, there is one plug that's like your home plug, like your home outlet. So you could plug a USB brick in there and charge your phone if you really wanted to. And it would honestly charge your phone probably 100 times with the size of the scooter battery. But it's almost overkill for that because it's so huge. You could get a little phone charging battery, but this is almost more for like if you're camping, or for me, earlier tonight, the power went out and I was about to do this whole stream on the thing, and luckily it came back on right before, so I unplugged a few things. But you could put a splitter on it and run a bunch of things at once, just because there's one outlet doesn't mean there's only one thing you can plug in, you just use a splitter on it. All right, he said, by the way, Gold Joe, he just texted me back. He said, shipping a single unit does carry a small risk of loss, but it's definitely possible. Just expect a slight freight surcharge. So they can get it to Puerto Rico for you. It's just going to cost a little more money than everybody in the continental U.S. here. Probably the same difference if they're going to Alaska too, where, there's just a little bit of a extra money because it's so far. Adam says, I thought they said Boise was closest and newest dealer. Just was curious. There could be a new dealer. There could be a new dealer. I don't really pay attention to the dealers, to be honest, because I deal straight with the manufacturer almost every time. I don't really prefer to deal with the retailers if I don't have to, but the more there are is the better, because that's going to increase the whole community and increase your ability to get it fixed too. And eventually, I'd love to see a dealer in every state with the Gspace, and that would literally be amazing. Shane the Rock got mine. Let's go. Squid, Pennsylvania here, also by Pittsburgh. Nice. You guys aren't terribly far from Tail of the Dragon there, Pennsylvania. It's only like, probably a 10-hour drive, 5-hour drive. Money boy, I'm super lucky because my brother already has a GTR 11. Acceleration is crazy smooth. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. You gonna be riding with them? Hell yeah. Cuckoo soundtrack. How much for the black one? So the black one here, this is called the Eco, and it is a single motor version. It is 1950. It should be on the screen right there now. Scooter Gang 50 is the code for it. And it also comes with the accessory bundle. So you're going to get a bunch of stuff with it. I can't remember off the top of my head which of the accessories it is right now, because it was slightly different between the scooters. But I want to say it's the off-road tires, or the steering damper, or the 4-piston brakes. You get to choose one or two of those. I forget exactly. And upgrade it with some more stuff. So you get the scooter, and you get some accessories, and it's also $50 off. So that's a pretty good deal, and I like it. It's 50 miles an hour. It has a little bit smaller battery, but I still get 30 to 40 miles on it when I'm going pretty decent speed. So it's fun. It's great. Yo, what's good, Scooter Gang? What up, DJI? How's it going, DJI dude? Good to see you. Alexander Rojas, love what you're doing for the scooter community. Thanks, man. This was like probably not going to happen, this sale, unless I made it happen, because you know it's such a bad year for the brands right now. Their margins have literally been cut in like half, if not more, for most brands. And I had to give up a little bit of commission here to get this deal, but I will do that any day of the week if it means that we all get a really good deal. And Black Friday is just Cyber Monday is that time of year when there's supposed to be a good deal, right? You're supposed to be able to get it for the hookup, and so that's what we're doing. We're just trying to hook everybody up. I dropped my phone, had to chase the dog around the house, man. Is that a Mexican ankle biter fast? Slow. I'm cruising. My kids say I drive like an old man. Nah, 2025 is not too slow. That's still fast enough. You got to be careful there. Do you sell scooters? No, I don't sell anything. All I do is get them in and ride them. That's my main job. I get them in and ride them. And most of my job, honestly, you guys never see because I'm dealing directly with the brand, giving them feedback on what they need to fix. And if they fix it, then you see the video. If they don't fix it, then we got a problem, right? And even this year, a couple brands I had to, not make the video and explain to them why and how they can improve the thing to be ready to be promoted. You know what I mean? So there's like a fine line, and these are way beyond, as far as quality, way beyond everything else. So they're easy to recommend. So I don't really want to sell scooters, to be honest. I think it's better if the manufacturers sell directly to you and then have really good customer service, and then there is no need for a middleman and you save the most money, right? That's what I think they need to do is just be a quality business, and then they can sell it directly to you without wasting other people's time with a middleman. I have a WePed SST and Orion thrust I need worked on, but I just need a location. Man, you gotta text me and ask me. You can find me on Google Maps if you look up Scooter Gang e-scooter repair. My number's on there. You can just text me and we'll talk about it because those are extremely expensive scooters. I would have to, it'd have to be like tire changes or something simple like that. I don't think I'd want to work on the electronics of those as much as like I want to see inside them. It's more of a liability on that. Slow, I'm cruising. Oh, I skipped around here. Ever gotten in a wreck slash crash? Oh, I skipped one. I won't come back to that. Australia used to sell Gspace scooters. I think they still sell them here. Not sure. I need a sip of water here. Ever gotten, well, Australia, DJI, dude. I don't know if they're in Australia, to be honest with you. I haven't seen anybody with them there. You could totally be right. I don't pay attention to every single country. It's kind of impossible, to be honest. Ever gotten in a wreck slash crash? Yes, I've been in about 10 wrecks, give or take. But I've been riding for 8 years, and probably 5 of those were me messing around, learning, like in the beginning, being an idiot, and probably half of them were just accidents. Like a lot of times you'll do something really stupid and you learn real quick when you go down not to do that again, right? And a lot of that has to do with just staying in control of your ride and knowing where you're at and your limits. But a lot of it could be avoided. I think, like I was saying, if you're older and you go slower, you're going to have a lot less wrecks than somebody who's young and racing everywhere like me. So it depends how you're going to ride it. How fast does it go? 66 miles an hour on this one, 50 on this one. Am I back? Yes, you're back. Squid is back. Do you have the Huga Daytona? No. I don't promote anything from Voro Motors, and several reasons why that I'm not really going to get into. But that scooter, I can talk about the scooter a bit. To me, it's weird because they put a metal spine, is what they call it, and it goes directly down the middle of the scooter. And when you look at it, it's sticking up in the front foot area. And your front foot, when you're riding these things, you want it to be front and centered, as far forward and centered as you can, because that's how you get the best ride without any sort of wobbles or anything. If you start standing wonky on any of these scooters, it's going to throw off the weight and the balance of the thing. So to me, that scooter's just weird off the get go because you can't really put your foot in the middle. So you're going to have slightly wobblier cornering no matter what. Plus, it has 11-inch. I'm sorry, it has a 7-inch rim, so it's only going to fit 13-inch tires they're not good. There's no PMTs. You can't get anything like this or like this that's like a high quality tire onto that scooter. You can only get bias ply nylon tires that have subpar handling, subpar traction, and they don't last as long. You know, they're just cheap. And what's the point of having a $4,000 scooter if you can only have cheap scooters with tires on it? You know what I mean? These are such good scooters that once you put the racing tires on, it really unleashes the full scooter. And that's just sad to me that they're going to even consider making a hyper scooter that won't fit super premium tires. So that's my thoughts on the Daytona. Not for me. Let me find where we're at here. I got lost. Can you do another review of the awesome L2 Max dual motor? I don't have that scooter anymore, but I'm about to do another review of the DT2 Pro. They sent me that, and they said it's their highest selling model, most popular. So I'm going to be pushing that one next. And I do love the L2 Max. It was, 48 volts was the only thing for me, and it didn't have hydraulic brakes. So the DT2 Pro has hydraulic brakes, and it's 52 volt. So it kind of just makes the L2 Max kind of obsolete in my mind. For only like 200 more bucks, you get everything on it. So I love that scooter, the DT2 Pro already. I haven't been able to ride it too much because the snow and whatever's here now. But that scooter is going to be the next awesome I review. Gold Joe. Nice. Now I'll go to the site. Hee hee. Enjoy. Can you do get the Huga Daytona? Nah, I don't like Voro motors. Tail of the Dragon meetup for sure. I'm already in NC. Demon, you're in NC too? So is a few other guys in here already. So we're going to meet up. There's a guy named DIY Tennessee too. You should link up with him. He's got 2 XTRs, and we're going to go up there. It's going to be a Tail of the Dragon meetup. I don't know if we open it to everybody, but I just want all the Gspace people there to make it the sickest video ever. I have the Z-Snake Z37 and the Huga Daytona. I've never heard of the Z-Snake Z37. I'll look that one up. That's rare that I have a scooter I haven't heard of. The Dragon Tail video is still top notch. Thank you, man. I can't even describe the feeling of riding that thing. It's like the coolest place ever, period. Yo, Marquezo, you do not have to give me $5 super thanks, but I appreciate it, man. He says, Scoot Gang, I've been having a Mantis 10 Plus brand new in a box for over a year in my garage. Do you think the battery will go bad? It shouldn't, because when they put them in the box, they're usually in a storage state where it's about half battery, and it should last for years. So I would think you'd open it right up. It should be all right. Just charge it up when you use it. Let me know. I'm interested to see. I'll buy GTR this summer or later. I want to see if new models come out. Yeah, I feel that. It's going to be an interesting year next year because I feel like there's going to be a lot of new scooters coming out because this year was so low. Next year is going to be a big boom year. Hi, Brian. Hi, Jordan. How you doing? Yeah, everybody say hi to Jordan. She's watching from work. She should be here soon. It's 9:09. She'll probably be here any minute. Is it true dual stem don't snap like single stems do? To an extent. So I told this earlier on the live stream, and I'm fine with saying it again. This year, there's been 2 of these that broke in half. One got absolutely creamed by a car. The other one, the guy wouldn't fully tell me what happened, but I think he ran into a park bench or something. That's the only way you're going to break the scooter is from a crazy collision, an accident, a wreck, whatever you want to call it. It's not going to fall apart just from normal riding. It's not going to fall apart from off roading. It's not going to fall apart from what they've designed it to do. It will destroy a car, though. I'll tell you that. The car that got hit, I saw the whole front end totaled. You know, like radiator smashed in, front bumper gone, hood crumpled up. Like it will do a lot of damage to a car. Um, that's why you don't want to hit a car. But if the car hits you, then that's all going to come out of their insurance, anyways. It's not a big deal, at least money wise. But luckily, that guy was wearing a lot of gear and he's doing all right. Last I heard, he didn't really sustain any major injuries, even from totaling a car, basically. So, yeah, they can break, but it takes a huge hit to break them. I don't think don't think they're gonna break very easily. The Huga Daytona still uses a C spring setup. Those twin tubes are just for show. Structurally, it's a single stem. If you're only chasing speed, hold out for the Gspace GS instead. I agree with you that the Huga Daytona is a C type suspension. And just like the RS, which is basically is a copy of when you look at it, it's very similar looking. Like they might have collabed or something on that. If not, they stole the design. But anyways, I should say, in my opinion, there, Bora Motors. I'm not coming after any of these brands, but what I will say is that it is a C-type suspension, and you're never going to get the stability you're going to get out of front forks from a C-type suspension because it's just obsolete technology. G-Space, you're in the chat with the G-Space account. Huge thanks to Scooter Gang. Yes, I love you guys, man. G-Space is top notch. It's hard to find good brands these days where not only the scooter is good, but the people running the thing are good. And this is one of them. This is one of the few where I can say wholeheartedly that these are good people and they're going to take care of you. Jordan, thank you. 808 Freedom. 4K and a 40 amp hour battery. No way. Not sure what we're talking about. I'm assuming you're talking about the Huga. Yes, you're talking about the Huga. That's one of those things. Like I believe when they were hyping that scooter up, everybody thought it would be a bigger battery or more voltage, and then it wasn't. It was a big surprise to me that it wasn't. And for the price they're asking, it's a little steep. What do you think about the scooter that you put your feet at the sides? I forgot the brand, but I don't know. It looks like a bad idea. I know what you're talking about. It's one out of the UK. I forget the name, but yeah, those are really weird. I would never ride one of those. It's really important to have your feet like this way because then you can lean forward and backward a lot easier, I think, than having your feet next to each other. It's like impossible to lean very well. And you want to be in an athletic stance anyways. Yes, this is 45 amp hour. Kang just confirmed that for all you guys in the chat there. He thought you're talking about 40 amp hour for this when you're talking about the Daytona, but no, that means this has like 10% more capacity on the battery, which really works out to like maybe 15% more range because of the way the battery is. I'm in a town called Youngwood, 35 miles. Oh, you guys are just planning a meetup already, huh? Did you say if a scooter has a quick motor release that it's likely to burn up? No, I did not say that. What I said was the InMotion RS has a problem where the motor connectors were burning up. I don't know if they fixed it yet. I don't know. I told them about it almost immediately when I figured it out. So it's not like they're not aware. It's just like something where they probably have to redesign it for the next scooter. I don't know. The issue is that they're using that connector that is 50 amps, rated for 50 amps, right? But they're shooting 50 amps through it. So it's right on the top end of what it can handle. And I think probably what's happening is there's some spikes. Maybe when you're going down a big hill and you slam on the brakes and it has really strong e-braking and all that's getting sent back in the battery, and it might be over 50 when that's happening. I don't know. It's hard to tell exactly what the problem is on a scooter like that when something's melting because I only got to see it once, and it happens over 1,000 miles or so. I think it was 1,500 miles or something like that. So it takes a long time to develop. It's not something you see, like, it doesn't just melt overnight. It sort of gets stickier, stickier, stickier until you can't unplug it anymore, is what happened to me. And then, like, 500 miles later, it eventually failed. It's like a long, slow burn on it. It's not like fast melting. Do you listen to music when you ride? What's your favorite band? Yes. And it's not on here right now. I have this little thing called a Cardo, but basically it's like a little walkie-talkie that me and Jordan can talk to each other, and then also plays music. So we can listen to music and chat while we're riding. It's really useful when you're riding with two people or more even to be able to chat and be like, oh, let's take a left here, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's impossible to hear each other with your helmet on. Otherwise, you're just like screaming at each other at the stoplight. Top 5 spots you rode 2025 state trips. Yeah, so you guys don't know, we started an adventure this year. We got about a third of the way through where we're trying to ride in every state. So far we've done the whole Southeast. Just wants to know what the top 5 spots are. That's quite a few. I'll just give you the top two so far. The top two for me so far have been um, Key West. Basically, there's this bridge called 7 Mile Bridge where it goes over water for 7 miles. And right next to it is the old bridge that they've turned into a bike path. So you can get on this bike path that's literally just blue water everywhere you look, like the most beautiful place ever, right? And then there's like nobody there. So we were going super fast. We were going like 60. Me and Jordan had a little race and stuff. That was probably the top for me, but it's tied with the tail. I think the tail of the dragon is just as good as going somewhere like Key West. And honestly, this is the place that I'm most excited to go back to with more scooter people. I think it's going to be amazing when we get even a group of 10 people would be really, really fun up there. Like epic, you know what I mean? But we'll see how many we can get. I think that's the goal next year is set up something and then if it goes well, make it an annual Tail of the Dragon meetup because that's kind of what they do out there. Every sort of car, every device has its own sort of, weekend where people bring out, when we were there, it was Volkswagen Golfs. There was just thousands of Golfs, right? Everywhere. The whole place was covered in them. And every weekend, it sort of switches to another vehicle or motorcycle. They have mini bike weekend, all this stuff, right? So that's kind of my goal is to set up some time when we can have scooter weekend up there and do it every year, like long term. It's the Z Snake 53 mile per hour, 5,600 watt electric scooter, and it's black and orange. You must be talking to somebody else. Z Snake, good. Are the Tevron scooters any good? They look decent enough. I would call them decent. They're not terrible, but they're not like a Gspace. I think this is another level up that you notice when you ride it, and the thing about those Tevrons is they have good pedigree. They're a sister company of Dualtron. They work with Dualtron, and they're basically like a flashy Dualtron, a flashy updated Dualtron. And I like them. I almost did get the 7260R this year. I was back and forth with the company, sort of debating it, and it just didn't really work out the agreement that I wanted. So I haven't gotten it yet, but I think I would ride that scooter. I think they've finally got it somewhat fixed on the wobbles. But once again, it's a C-type suspension like the Huga, like, the InMotion, where it's never going to be as stable as this no matter what you do. Thashion. I apologize. You might have missed my message about the Ryan thrust and the weep head. Yes, you just go on Google Maps and look up Scooter Gang e-scooter repair. That's the name of my business, and you can find me there and you can text me. because we'll need to talk about what you need on those scooters because they're expensive and risky to work on. Plus, it's probably really hard to get parts for those. Let's be honest, both of those. Gspace is the GOAT, making moves in the industry. Yeah. Battery tech is rocketing forwards now. I agree with you, 808. I think that we're only a couple years away from doubling our battery capacity with solid state, and that's going to make the scooter go down half in price, hopefully, after some time there, because it'll just be better, right? It'll be a lot better and a lot more stable. They're supposed to be moving away from lithium to stuff that's more stable. We'll see if that all happens or how long it takes, but I know we're moving in the right direction with battery tech. You're totally right. Hell yeah, meet up and do the tail. Everybody's invited to that. Anybody with a G-Space, let's go. I saved my battery that was in the water. I had it in rice for a week. It was fine. Same with RRP, quick release burn up. Roadrunner Pro. I assume you're talking about the mini bike thing from Boro. Is that what you mean by RRP? Sodium battery tech is coming. Yes. Roadrunner Pro. Yes. That's what I thought. Can you put up a linky for that two-way talkie in your next video? If you just search Cardo, you'll find one. But honestly, there's a lot of cheaper ones these days, and the Cardo's decent, but it's really expensive. And I got it for free. Full disclosure, I did not pay for that. They sent us those to like use them and test them out, and they've been awesome. But I don't know if I would actually pay that much for it when there's like non-name brands you can get for like half the price. So just go look on Amazon, search up like motorcycle intercom, and you'll find some options there. The other main brand, if you don't, Cardo and Sena, Sena, and Cardo's spelled Cardo. Those are the two main brands of those headsets that are like really expensive and will work the best, have the best warranty or whatever. But the cheaper ones probably work just about the same if you're not doing anything crazy. I've driven that old bridge many times. Yeah, man. Key West is so sick. It's one of those spots you gotta go before you die, for anybody listening. Did the guy who got hit by the Stark Varg on your group ride make a full recovery? That was crazy how that dude hit him. Yep, last I heard he was fine. I guess I never really asked him specifically, but I talked to a couple people that know. The Weeped Sonic S fastest scooter, 19K. Yeah, that is another level of scooter that, for 19K though, that's their issue. They need to find a way to make that thing for 5K and then it would actually sell. For 19K, it's just too much. That's crazy. It's crazy. Do you have to add the quotation marks for the bundle deal? No, you don't have to add the quotation marks. It's just Scooter Gang 50 if you want it for the Eco here, or it's just Scooter Gang if you want it for the GTR here. And thank you, sir. That was good info. You're welcome. I wonder if you take RS parts and just use a Gspace body. Huh. Honestly, I wouldn't even want the RS parts in the Gspace. That would be a downgrade from where we're at. It'd be slower. Thank you. What qualities separate the T-Wings and the Gspace? I'm glad somebody asked this, and somebody else did too, right under it. Is T-Wing and Gspace the same company? No, they're not the same company. So here's what's going on with them. I don't know if I'm totally allowed to talk about this yet, but I'm going to. Basically, T-Wing is their first main distributor. So somebody that bought the scooters from Gspace and had Gspace put their logo on it, T-Wing's logo, right? And then they resell it under T-Wing's name as it's still Gspace's scooter, right? And this is super common in the scooter industry where we call them rebrands, where a lot of different brands will make a scooter that they want other people to sell, right? They want other people to put their name on it and sell it. And I think basically Gspace did that and it worked well for a while and they had plenty of sales and people promoting it. They helped them grow the brand, right? It was a successful partnership. But recently I've heard that partnership's going to be ending soon. And what that means is that Gspace is going to be the only place you're going to be able to get the GTR or G Eco or GT and get parts for it. More importantly, so anybody with an XTR is soon the T-Wing XTR is soon going to have to get parts from Gspace instead. And none of this, as far as I know, is like officially released yet. I'm just letting you guys know that because you're asking. Um, I don't have anything against T-Wing, obviously. That's just the facts of what's going on with the whole thing right now. But there should be, from what I'm told, an official announcement soon in the next month or two about all that. So you will find out soon enough. Um, but that's the thing. You always want to deal with the manufacturer, like I was saying earlier. That's why I always deal with the manufacturer when I can. Not only buy from them, but collaborating with them because retailers come and go, but the manufacturers usually stick around. And they have huge setups, huge factories in China that pump out, I think he said they do 30,000 units a year or something of scooters. So there's a lot of scooters they're making. That's a ton of scooters when you think about it. That's, like 100 scooters a day they're making. So definitely, you know, important to consider all that. That would be a RS Space Frankenstein. Yeah. I wouldn't want I wouldn't want to do that. Honestly, this thing is so good how it is and you open it up and it's just like premium. If you guys want to see it opened up, I have reviews with it open too. You can go look on my channel. Do you know Rami from Baby Monster? No, I don't know what that is. Sorry. Linky Intercom. Just search Cardo. Just search Cardo on Amazon. You'll see they have like a 20 models. They have a ton of different ones. Molo 5 scooter has been pretty nice. Ride for me. Nice. I'll have to look that up too. That's two scooters I haven't heard of yet. What's the fastest scooter can you recommend that costs under 4,000? You're looking at it, Jax. This is the GTR. This is 66 miles an hour when I tested it, GPS verified. It goes up to 70 if you're a lot lighter. I'm a bit heavy, but this is it. Best, fastest scooter, great range. Like you'll never drain the battery. I don't even take it past half battery ever. And I get full hour, hour and a half long rides out of it to the point I'm tired and exhausted. So this is it. Do you really like awesome scooters? Yes, I love them. They don't pay me to make any of the reviews. I love making the reviews for them because I know they're really good scooters. And I know that because they're actually the same people that own Kukirin, that own VSET Mukata, and Zero Scooters originally, if you remember them. They actually was my first hyper scooter ever. I had a Zero 10X, went about 40 miles an hour. They made it. This was about 8 years ago or whatever, 6 years ago. I forget exactly. But they make some of the best budget mid-level scooters out there. They're really high quality, long lasting, solid, and great price. Most importantly, even now, pretty much all of them are around $1,000, but just killer deal. Can you get the seat two on sale? Yes, they just about an hour ago they said that you can get the seat kit on sale now if you just use Scooter Gang 50 as the code. That's SCOOTAGANG 50. Scooter Gang 50. I think that'll get you 50 off the seat. So if you want the seat, definitely grab it. When I'm sold, Gspace GTR it is, then when I have the money. Sounds good, Fayuki. I will answer any questions you got in the meantime. Just let me know. I know it's a lot of money to get together, and I wish they had like a buy now pay later Klarna whatever type of thing because it is hard to get 5K or 3K together, but it's not so hard to get $300 a month together if you just get it on payments. But always tighten and check bolts. Any news of loose bolts upon taking delivery of Gspace scooters? That's a funny question because I actually got in like I think two or three scooters last week and all of them needed tightening. Right, and they're all those like just kind of like cheap rebrand type of things that look like other scooters. But These are different. I didn't have to tighten anything on these. I do. I always double check everything. I take a torque wrench every time I get a scooter and I torque the axle nuts. I torque the suspension bolts, right? So I know if they're like pretty close or not. And these were fine. These will get in and you do want to check them, but I don't think you'll have any loose bolts. But best to check everything right when you get it when it's new and check it, every 500 miles or so. I think Jordan's here. Let me let her in quick. 1 second. Hey, baby. Living in Hawaii sucks for scooters. We only have Cabo or anything else. Has to pay 500 shipping. Yeah, man. Voro set up that store in Hawaii. I think they knew what they were doing because it's so hard to get scooters there, and they could probably charge a little extra. Yeah. Molo 5 is that weird mini bike from Geofelt. Okay, I'll do the torque wrench. Yeah, if you get a torque wrench or if you have one already, I usually set them at 60 foot-pounds. That's a little bit less than what your car is at usually, and nice and tight. There's not torque values. Maybe I could have Gspace do that, I'll get him to set up some torque values. And Voro shut down the shop. I didn't know that. That's crazy. They must be hurting this year too. Was that this year? I didn't even know that. I traveled 23 miles to work one way. In your experience with the GTR, how much battery life is used in that length of travel? How fast are you going, Fayuki? They didn't know how to do it with only selling scooters. You mean like they didn't sell dirt bikes or anything else? Wow, that's crazy. Hey, baby. Could you move favor? Go see how many people are on there. I think I've been on here for like an hour. I don't know.
29 right now.
Does it say how long it's been?
It's been 93 minutes, so like an hour and a half.
Dang.
Good job.
Killing it. They sold Alta Sigmas. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'll try and get torque values SPRZ. That's something that no other scooters have, but it's something that I'm sure Gspace could come up with some good numbers for us that and become a leader. Convince every other brand to do the same maybe. I even got a crappy e-bike. I don't want to say crappy on stream. I didn't mean that. A low power e-bike this year, right? And it even came with torque values and it's right in the manual. So like that's something that scooter market's going to have to work on just a little bit, some torque values and stuff. 3 different Hawaiians told me they get too much heat from the cops.
Dang, that sucks.
Yeah. That's probably island life for you. You can't mess around that much. Fayuki, back to your original question there. 40 to 50 mile per hour, both motors. Okay, that's about how fast I ride. I think if you went 23 miles to work one way, um, you'd probably burn about 20% of the battery. I'd guess realistically, maybe 30. You'd definitely make it home without charging. I'll tell you right now, you'll definitely make it there and back without having to charge.
Yes, I know. But
You're an old mechanic and you like scooters? That's great. I love mechanics, dude. Mechanics are the smart ones, know how to fix everything. He has a shop here that does EBMX, installs that he is doing his warranty work. Interesting. Interesting. We've been trying to get Voro to give up torque values on the Roadrunner Pro and still nothing. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
you're being silly. You're being silly.
How's it going, Jordan?
Good.
Welcome back.
Say hi to my kids.
They were asking where you were. They thought I kicked you off.
That's funny. Yeah. Just
That's
for the
damn
boys.
good. Guess I'll be saving up my money for one of these babies. Yeah, it's worth it to save your money and buy a really good scooter over buying a cheap budget thing. Like a lot of the scooters out there, they'll just break down really quick and have a terrible warranty, and you end up paying a lot more after the fact. So it's just better to invest in a better scooter up front with the good warranty, and then you won't end up paying more in like 6 months.
Sweet kitty.
No mechanics now. I use my 200-foot garage for working on my GT08. Man, you could fit a lot of scooters in a 200-foot garage. That's huge. You thought she went on a McDonald's ice cream run for the puppies? I don't think you're supposed to feed puppies McDonald's, but yeah, I think she got McDonald's today. Lucky you.
Yeah, I got a kids meal. I haven't had one of those in forever.
Is the Huga Daytona better than the Gspace GTR Max? No, for a couple reasons. First off, being the tire size, because it has a 7-inch rim, you can only fit the stock tires or similar bias ply tires. Whereas on here, you can fit these PMT, either racing slicks or something with tread. Either one of these is going to be just incredibly superior to any of the stock tires, and the reason for that is that this sidewall is flexible here. You see that? So this acts as an extra suspension essentially that absorbs tons of road imperfections versus the stock tires, which have no give in the sidewall, will be just extremely bumpy and have vibrations and all kinds of just weirdness with it that you don't want when you're going 60 miles an hour. Trust me. That's the main reason. The Huga and any 7-inch rim scooter for that matter, that I don't really like them. The second reason would be the spine. They put a metal spine on that scooter that goes right down the middle. And you can tell just by looking at the pictures, even. I don't even need to ride it to know that it's going to be uncomfortable to put your foot in the middle for long periods of time or even at all, most likely. And that's just an oversight that whoever built that scooter wasn't thinking about where you're going to put your foot, right? They were thinking about something else, maybe how strong the frame was or whatever. I don't know. But that's the type of thing that like the scooter has to be comfortable. There's a lot of scooters we've got in. Jordan can attest even where this foot plate, if it's the wrong angle or whatever, there's certain ways that just make it really uncomfortable to ride. And it's one of those things where you don't want to pay 4 grand for something that's not comfortable. You know, after 20 miles, 30 miles, it still needs to be comfortable. So those two reasons alone, I don't really like the Daytona, let alone that it's from Vora Motors, who I don't really prefer. So pup cups. We shouldn't eat Mickey D's. I agree. We should never eat
We
Mickey D's
shouldn't.
again.
'Cause
I
I
already
don't.
quit basically
I eat it like
because
once a
my
year.
doctor said so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
too much sodium for me.
yes.
But
Yes.
I
No.
saw that
No.
video where you
Really?
got the ice cream cone for the dog in the trailer. Was it Jazzy?
Aww.
Yes, that's Jazzy. And honestly, that video was about 3 years ago. Jazzy, unfortunately, had a sad accident about a month after that video and passed away. So that was probably her last ice cream ever. But she loved it.
Aww.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Jazzy.
If you buy Nan Robot, if you buy one, better get good at fixing it. Nate, you sound like you're speaking from experience there. Like you've got a Nan Robot on your hands. I literally have one in my garage right now that has, I think it's been there for 6 months. The battery's dead. We're trying to figure out what to do with it. And, you know, you either got to buy a new battery and keep investing money in a thing that's super unreliable, or you just get rid of it, make it somebody else's problem, you know? Like, it's really the only two options. Can you partner with PMT and get us a Cyber Monday discount? Um, I don't think PMT does that, but I could ask Wired Rides if they do. The problem is that margins are so low this year on everything that I guarantee he's barely making any money. He's probably making a few bucks per tire, so we can't really go any cheaper. It's just not possible because that's what PMT is selling them for, you know? So it's kind of tough on tires and stuff like that to get a decent discount. But I do think if you use my code, my Wired Rides code, it should be just Scooty Gang or something like that. If you look at my link tree, it'll be there. But basically, it should save you $5, $10, at least a little bit. No, it's not food. I agree. It's like poison. I don't touch McDonald's. What is the closest competitor to the GTR Max? Good question. The closest competitor is, I would say, the Cabo right now. They have new GTR Max as well. That's what they call it, the Cabo GTR Max, and it's decent. But um, I've got a dead Cabo in my garage not right now too, and it's super unreliable. They've never been that strong to me, especially. I should take that back. Originally, they were decent, I think, when they were using Mini Motors electronics, and that was a pretty reliable scooter, the Wolf Warrior Pro Plus that I had. But after they switched to their own electronics with the GT Pro and everything, it's kind of went downhill to where it's just unreliable. And the biggest problem is the motor wires will short out in the middle of them and create hall sensor errors, and it's driving me nuts right now. I have two motors right now, both neither of them working correctly on it, and it's just a total pain in the butt. Tried replacing one, and it's $400 a motor, right? And then you put it on, and it still isn't working right, type of thing. And whatever, blame it on me and say it's my fault, but it's just an unreliable scooter, and it's not the type of thing you want to buy. I don't know if they've totally gotten any better, because last year, I know, for example, Wide Rides quit selling them, Vora Motors quit selling them. Like, everybody's dropping Cabo and distancing themselves from it, because what they told me is that there is just a quality issue, which leads to an abundance of customer service calls, which floods the system and makes it basically really expensive, and they lose money selling the scooter on the after sales part, because there's just so much work going into, months later trying to fix the thing again, and mad customers, everything. It's the type of thing you can't sell as a business, is an unreliable product. So yeah, I don't think I'll ever push Cabo again. They even emailed me this year too, asked me if I would be a part of the new scooter and everything, and I told them I wasn't interested. I don't even want to like waste my time on something that I already know is gonna potentially make me really mad when it breaks down too fast. And that's all in my opinion. Blah blah blah. This whole stream is my opinion, by the way. Your winter mod project. Yeah, that's kind of the best time to do scooter work, anyways, when you're not using it too much. You can take your time. I made a mistake of buying from Vora Motors. My Mantis 10 Pro SE is a little worn out after 7 months and is plagued with electric gremlins. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about, man. Gotta fix it, but I have no idea what I'm doing. Really, a lot of people that buy Cabo are in the same boat, where it'll work good for a while. It'll be fantastic. But the second it starts getting those electrical gremlins, it's such a headache. And that's exactly what I got going on with my Cabo. Just electrical gremlins, never ending headaches. I almost bought, a big downfall is Chinese buffet. I'd go for some Chinese buffet right now. I'm starving.
Aw.
I almost bought GTR Max last night and spent all night researching, and came back to the Gspace in the end with your $299 deal. Glad I didn't get a Cabo after hearing this. Yeah, man. Um, I made a members only video this year. I barely ever do that, but I made it because it's negative. It was the three scooter brands that I don't recommend this year, and Cabo was one of them. So Cabo is on the list of brands that I literally tell people, please don't buy that. You're just gonna regret it. Would you collaborate with Electrified Latina and expose companies for shady business and lying to customers? This is an interesting question. I think we have a little bit of a different approach, me and her, when it comes to shady companies and subpar products, and I'm totally cool with telling you guys what I do. This year, I've sort of switched up. I used to make a lot of negative videos and come after these companies and say, you need to do all this, fix this, whatever, and you suck, whatever. That doesn't really help anybody. And yeah, it might be fun to like throw some brands on the bus and make a cool video or whatever, but at the end of the day, I found that it's better to do all that behind closed doors. And what I mean is that I will directly try to fix the problem with them. I'll give them a month or two to fix the problem. If they don't fix the problem, then I will go and threaten to make a video, right? I'm kind of exposing my whole system if any other brands are watching right now, but I will threaten to make a bad video with all the evidence I've collected, right? And I will offer a settlement. I'll say, look, the scooter sucks. You can just pay me for the scooter for wasting all my time and everything. And I'm not going to waste any more time making a video on none of this, right? Because screw it, it's not even worth putting out negative content. And my opinion is that if all of us content creators did this, there would never be any crappy brands online because we would sort them out before you ever get to the point of making the video, right? And you'd tell them, look, this is what's going to happen. You're either going to fix it or we're done here or whatever. Like, you have to be able to draw a line and use your leverage to make the brand do what you want. You know what I mean? And it's something I've learned over the years. The negative content makes everybody lose, right? But you can use it to your advantage and sort of strong arm the company to either fix the thing or pay you. You know what I mean? And it's not paying me to be quiet, it's paying me to not create a huge scene, right? And I don't know. I think Electrified Latina is doing good work, but there comes a time where like you should be more positive, I think, and especially with this content, it's about like that's why I'm doing this with this brand is because it's the number one brand I like, right? I wouldn't be doing this with any other brand if it was just like a wishy-washy situation and they wanted me to do it. I would tell them no, like I'm not going to work and do all this for anybody, but I'm kind of moving towards not posting anything negative if I can help it ever again and work it all out behind closed doors. And I don't know. There's a fine line there between dealing with the brands and making them happy and dealing with the people, making them happy, and you got to ride right in the middle there. So, good question though. She's awesome. I love what she does, but she's definitely out on the extreme end of things, if you know what I mean. Like I'm trying to stay more in the middle or even on the positive side. Yeah, good call on Cabo. Cabo and Emotions, Nan Robot, Emotions. I heard too much about Vora. I'd rather buy a Roadrunner or Gspace. Yeah, how fast could it really be? 66 for this one, 50 for that one. Huh, that's a funny question. Any Baker, maybe Nebraska Baker. If an American company made a scooter similar to the GTR, how much would it cost? So I would guess it'd be like double. You know what I mean? Just because the price of labor and manufacturing something here in the U.S. is crazy. It's crazy compared to China, where they have it so dialed in. And what Gspace told me earlier this year is they're moving towards automation too. This is going to be like robots making these scooters soon, and there's not even going to be people. So like, how are we going to catch up to that? And it's an American company. We're going to have to invent the robots to make the machine to even compete. You know? Okay, guys, got to go. Have a good night. See you, Squid. Nice talking to you guys. I'm gonna probably wrap this up here too soon too. It's been a great little stream here. Thanks for all the good questions and everything. We'll give it another 5-10 minutes at least here, but if anybody has any final questions, let me know. Yeah, we don't even have motor factories in the U.S. Exactly. We would have to start from scratch, and it would take decades, I think, to catch up to get even a like similar quality product that's a similar price. You know what I mean? Like it would take forever. We'd have to start digging lithium out of the ground here. To be honest, that'd be the only way. Curious what causes the buzzing sound when you brake with hydraulic brakes. Good question. A lot of people ask me this too. So when you look at your brake rotor, there's holes in it, and the sound that you're most likely talking about is the air going through the holes. And you can change it when you change rotors to a different pattern or whatever, it changes pitches, it changes how it sounds. So it's just the air moving through the rotors. I got my Cabo Wolf King GT Pro in June of 2022. Now 2,500 miles later, almost no problems. Very minor. Would love a Mars 11 now, but money is too tight. That's a pretty decent mileage, but that's also really low miles. 2,500 miles in 3 years. So you babied it a little bit there, but I'm glad you got the mileage out of it. It seems to be with those Cabos, it's like hit or miss. You'll either get a lemon or you get a perfect one. You know, like you don't really know what you're gonna get. Later, squid. Definitely buy a full face helmet and safety gear. Riding home one night down a dark trail, going downhill, asshole laid pallets across the trail and I landed face first. Are you kidding me? That's crazy, dude. I hope you're all right from that. Ow. Oh my god, I can't even imagine. I'd probably never ride in a dark path again after that. I'd just go in the street, you know. That's so that I'd have PTSD. Got my GTR, but still looking forward to the GS model next year. Me too, man. I'm gonna have both of those as soon as probably March. I'm gonna try and get it a little early before they release it in May, I think, and get some miles on it so I can give you guys like a 1,000 mile review when it comes out. Miraculously, I didn't break any bones. Oh my god, you're so lucky, dude. How do you run over pallets, land on your face, and come out fine? That's wild. What you think of those China parts bin ones, namely the common Ingzing framed ones? Um, they're all right. I assume you're talking about like the Glee Ride H7 style that I reviewed earlier this year, and it really depends on the company and what they put into it. A lot of them will, make it pretty nice. A lot of them make it pretty cheap. It's hard to tell by really looking at it. I just got one from Halo Night. If you look up the Halo Night, I think it's called the T107 Pro, maybe. I forget the exact model, but it's exactly the one you're talking about. But they put tons of lights on it. It has like side covers and better deck and like steering damper and like everything good. So it actually rides pretty decent. But like the less stuff they put on it, it's gonna look basic, and it's gonna be cheaper. But I think they're all right. They're a good sort of budget scooter for people that don't want to spend $1 million, but still want a decent scooter. I'd still take them over a Nan Robot any day of the week. What is the best electric hyper scooter? Build quality, speed, and range for 2026.
You're looking at
You're looking at it. Yeah. This will be the best scooter until about May or June when they release the one that goes 6 mile an hour faster. That's all you're going to gain by waiting 6 months is 6 mile an hour faster. So to me, it's not even a debate. This is the deal of the year right here. Can you make a video on taking a heavy scooter up steps? Man, I wouldn't take a heavy scooter up steps. If you live up an apartment, that's kind of a deal breaker, honestly, because these are, I want to say 130, 140 pounds, and that's before you add your extra gear and stuff. So they're heavy. They're heavy. I don't even think I could carry this upstairs, to be honest with you. Um, that's where you're going to end up needing a smaller scooter. That's really what it comes down to take it upstairs. Also, where I crashed was on a dead end street with no street lights. Jeez. Yeah, dude, it gets sketchy at night riding in a place if you aren't familiar with it, because it takes one little slip up and that's it. But can't believe they put pallets in front of you. That's nuts. It's like I've heard of people like putting like a wire across the bike path or something, right? You ever heard of that? Where they're trying to like decapitate people. That shit's crazy. I don't know, man. It was crazy. I had my headlight and an additional light on. I couldn't really see them until it was too late. Damn. You must have been going fast. What's the highest voltage scooter you ride? 72. I think I have 3 or 4 72-volt scooters. But the new GS, when it comes out, is going to be 96. So they're making a faster version of this. Let me go back to what they said about it. For anybody that missed earlier, the new information just got dropped about the GS. They texted me during the live stream here, and they said the GS will feature a. You listening, Jordan? You're going to want to hear this. GS will feature a completely new display, and the stem and deck will be built from carbon fiber. Travel on both shocks will be increased, and the entire spring system is being upgraded. We're looking at air spring units up front and a semi-hydraulic, semi-air setup in the rear. So the front and rear damping will be different and fully tunable. Sounds epic to me. So that's not going to be till next year, but it will be 96 volts. There's not a lot of 96 volt scooters out there yet, but that's the next step up above 72 volt, I believe. You have a Z4 Pro. Nice. I'd rather get surround style bike for this amount of money is outrageous. Scooter prices should have plummeted by now with too many being made. Huh. Right. Yeah, right. I love it. Do you prefer MX style full face helmet or those round full face ones? I'll show you my helmet here. This is the type of helmet I prefer. It's called an adventure helmet. It's a motorcycle helmet. This is from LS2. But what I like about it is it has an inner visor as well as the outer one. So you can ride either way. And then at night you go like this, right? And it has this top sun visor too. So a lot of helmets don't come with this. And then if you're riding at sunrise or sunset, which I ride almost every day at sunset is my main ride time. So you need this depending which way you're aiming during sunset because the sun's so low in the horizon that you got to almost look like this sometime while you're riding. So this is the type of helmet I ride. It's good for winter or summer. Has tons of vents, everything. I think it's about 150 bucks. If you look up at LS2 Blaze, tons of different colors, and they make really good helmets. A lot of people wear these. It's one of the most popular motorcycle brands, for sure, of helmets. "96 volt means more efficient too. Massive range to be expected." Exactly. So let me get a calculator here, and I'll tell you exactly how many watt hours it is more than where we're at. So on this scooter, it's 45 amp hours times 72 volts. So you're looking at 3,240 watt hours. Whereas on the new one, it's going to be 96 times 40, 3840. So it's going to be about, what's that, 600 more watt hours. Even though it goes from 45 amp hour to 40, you'd think it's smaller, but because it's more voltage, it's actually a lot more power in the battery. So that'd be, let's see, 600 out of 32. It'd be around an 18% increase in range if you're riding them both the same speed. So yes, it's going to have more range and more power. So depending if you go faster, slower, whatever, it's going to have a benefit. How many miles are on your awesome DT2 Pro, and have you been liking it? Love the color in your Mars too. It has almost no miles on it. I just got it like 5 days ago, and then it snowed. I can't even ride it right now if I wanted to, even though I want to, but it'll be a minute till that review. That review probably won't happen until like March at this point, just because winter's here and there's no way to do it right now. That helmet was the best 250 I've ever spent, worth every penny. Yes, it is. Make sure you replace it after your wreck. That's the other thing about these helmets is that they're usually one and done. If you wreck a helmet really good, you're supposed to buy a new one. That's why it doesn't make any sense to buy $1,000 helmet that's going to protect you the same difference as a $200 helmet when you got to replace it every once in a while. And even they don't last that many years. I get about 2 years out of a helmet wearing it every day. The helmet was about 150 around there. Might have been 175, but it's great. They're not cheap, but they're not expensive. They're right in the middle. Rest, rip. Yeah. Winter's here, and now I'm riding four wheels for a while till we get something better. Boom. I'm all caught up on the comments there, guys. If you guys have any more questions here, we will be back on tomorrow. I'm going to come one more time on tomorrow afternoon, since it's just the final day of this whole live stream or this whole flash sale. And we'll go from there. I'll see you tomorrow if you got any more questions. Thank you to everybody that put in an order tonight. I know it was a busy night. We got in quite a few orders. I think around, I don't know, 10 or so. I'll have to go back and check exactly. But shout out to everybody that ordered. Let's go. You're going to love this scooter. You're going to love this scooter. Absolutely. Still plenty of stock, I think, for tomorrow. So we'll see how many are left at the end of the day tomorrow. Thanks for sticking around, guys. It's been a long one. Let me see how long this has been. 2 hours. Let's go. The GS will cost around 4K from what I'm told. Yo, you too, Fayuki. You're welcome, bro. You have a good night. Everybody have a good night. And if I don't talk to you guys soon, have a good Christmas too. But there'll be some more videos coming out next week on my channel here. I got a few things to edit. And thanks a lot, guys. Scooter Gang out.